We out here.
We out here.
All right, well, you know, a lot of trading is just like that introductory video where you've got a plan, you're going to go somewhere and it just doesn't go the way that you thought it was going. You're going to do a scorpion on a trade, get absolutely wrecked and stopped out. You were hoping to have some fun and make some money. It just didn't go that way.
We out here.
We out here.
But we're going to try to avoid those trades. We are going to be diving into some technicals to help us get a better running start at some of these trades by identifying the best price entry. I'm going to be covering a couple big stocks today, and I'm going to be talking briefly about Bitcoin, and I'm going to be introducing you guys to a new trade setup on a stock that I haven't talked about before that I'm going to ask you guys to put on your watch list and let me know if any of you guys are trading it, because we came to the bottom of the trade range on it and it's beginning to look interesting and it could be setting up for a nice $10 move to the upside. But before we get into all of that, this is the Stocks with Josh show. Happy Thanksgiving week to you guys. I hope that you're having a wonderful time with family and your friends. Thank you guys for all the likes. Hit subscribe if you need help trading these choppy markets. We're going to get into a couple big tech stocks right now. NVIDIA, well, we know what happened. NVIDIA absolutely crushed their earnings. They had triple revenue. They beat all of Wall Street's revenue expectations, and the stock basically moved down. Now, when I did my last video, I predicted that. I said that largely the run had already occurred and that most likely it was going to be buy the rumor, sell the news. But I wanted to give you guys an update on a couple things regarding NVIDIA. This move by NVIDIA has shown us this blast off from the $400 range all the way back up to the $500 range, and this incredible earnings has shown us that the AI play is not bubble yet, it's not overrated, and it's not hype. This AI move is legitimate. That was the number one takeaway I got from NVIDIA's earnings, and I think we're going to continue to see incredible earnings, and I think NVIDIA is going to go higher, and it's going to be well worth a long-term hold investment on the dip. I gave you guys a target of 450, and I want you guys to keep this in perspective. This thing has been moving quite a bit, right? And it's shown us that it can move 20% or $100 in a single month. And so don't think it's unrealistic that we could get back to 450 and potentially have a much better price entry. So put that on your chart as a possible entry point for this stock. Remember, I also said that there's a gap to fill beneath that at 424. So I wanted you guys to remember that. I wanted to point out the Tesla chart. I did a trade alert in the Discord today on Tesla calling for some puts because the chart had some bearish dynamics, 3 in particular, and so I want to give those to you guys today. Tesla on the daily chart has clearly got a bearish engulfing candle. That's when the opening and closing price is above and beneath the previous day's candle, and it often signals a bigger move down, at least for the next couple days. And so the micro event on Tesla and possibly even NVIDIA and some of our other big tech stocks is for a pullback. Now, I'm going to get into, at the end of this video, my opinion as to whether or not we should be buying these dips long here in just a minute, but I wanted you guys to know that the local trend on Tesla is bearish in my eyes. Now, here's what 3 things I want you to be looking at in the charts on Tesla. 1, that big bearish engulfing candle. Number 2, we actually have back tested or come up beneath the 50-day moving average. And the fact that we're beneath the 50-day moving average is also bearish. It means that strong momentum to the upside has cooled off for the time being. Now, today in the morning time, I called for puts on a back test of that 50 MA. I think we're going to come up, we're going to hit it, we're going to get rejected potentially. It's what we're watching for. I am in some puts right now at that level. Right before I shot this video, I entered into my full position. I'm going to be watching that going into the market close. And remember, it's a shorter trade day today. The market's going to be closed at 1 p.m. today Eastern time. I'm looking for a rejection because we're underneath that 50 MA and a potential, this is the third thing, potential back test of the 200 MA on Tesla, which happens to coincide with a gap that Tesla needs to fill. And so those are the three bearish things I want you to be keeping your eyes out for. But am I bearish on Tesla overall? No. I think that when we get potentially back to 223.80, that's my target, that 223.80 price, I'm going to be looking to add to my long-term position on Tesla because that might be the best price that we get for a while on Tesla. And so I wanted you guys to have that big picture view. And I want to get into here in just a minute. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about a new stock that I want you to put on your watch list. And then I'm also going to mention what I see happening in the market overall and whether we're going to get this Santa rally. But let me take a quick station break for a couple things. In the description of my video is a link for my buddy Stock Up with Larry Jones. He has a class, and in the description of this video is a link to that class, and he's offering a Black Friday deal. I want you to click on that link and check that out for yourself and see if it's not worth investing in some knowledge right now. And if you're looking for better trade tools and you don't have the right equipment in place, there are two links to the Moomoo and the Webull app right now so that you can get free stock. Moomoo is available in the US, Australia, and Canada, and Webull is available in the US and the UK, and both companies are giving away free stock. What I like about Webull is they do the fractional share investing, which means that you can buy a portion of a stock regularly on repeat every single week. And what I like about Moomoo is they've got some of the best technical support tools of any retail app, and specifically they're paying the highest margin for just putting cash in there and sitting on it, 5.1%, which I think is great right now. I think it's the highest paying margin for any retail trading app in the market right now. So click on those links and check them out, get your free stock, and start investing with better trade tools. All right, I also wanted to point out to you guys that Bitcoin's having a great day, which I expected. Now, if you followed me for a long time, I've actually said that Bitcoin is going to do well right at the tail end of November going into Thanksgiving. But I want you to watch the last video that I gave you regarding Bitcoin and what I expect to happen with it and the miners between now and the halving event in April of 2024. I specifically predicted in that video that we would flash beneath 36, that's the fake out liquidity sweep, and that we would then go higher. That's exactly what's happened. So my last prediction is currently 100% on track. So I said we'll go beneath 36 briefly, we'll shoot back up above 38, and I gave a target of 41,000, and I predicted that that would be the conclusion of the up move, and then we would have 120 days of a bleed off. So far, the things I predicted in that video are coming to pass one by one. We got to watch and see what happens. Of course, you know the old saying, nobody has a crystal ball. But on this page, I give predictions. And so I go out on a limb and I tell you guys what I'm trading, good or bad, whether I'm winning or losing, and what I think is going to happen in the charts. I give that all to you guys. It's the number one reason why you want to hit that subscribe button. Okay, what do I think is going to happen in these markets, and why is there coming a Santa rally, and should you be buying the dip? Well, my bias is that yes, a Santa rally is coming, and the number one reason is that money managers didn't call these markets correct in 2023. They predicted a recession, and so they pulled out of stocks, and they're all holding cash to the tune of $5.6 trillion of cash is sitting on the sidelines. And NVIDIA just created a huge problem for these money managers because we're going into the final quarter of this year. The year is wrapping up, and they don't own some of these big names. All they own is cash sitting on the sideline. And so I think that every single dip that the market presents between now and the end of the year, they're going to be forced to buy. And what that's called in Wall Street is window dressing. They're trying to make pretty their management of their clients' portfolio before they have to reveal it at the end of this year. So the bottom line is too much cash sitting on the sideline. So even though all of big tech is up 20%, it wouldn't surprise me that on every single pullback, it pushes higher. At bare minimum, we're going to be in a very choppy range between now and the end of this year, but we're not going to be in any form of a free fall or pullback just yet. We're going to be going strong and remain on the upper end of the trends until this year closes up. And so I will be buying the dip. I will be trading this trade range, and I wanted you guys to have a heads up on that. The new stock I want you guys to put on your watch list is Unity, ticker U. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I see in this chart. It's basically trading sideways in a consolidation zone, moving from the bottom of its trade range to the top of its trade range. And it had a really nice reaction at its recent earnings where it bounced right off the bottom of its trade range. And so I'm looking to take a position ideally between $26.50 and $28 for a move up as high as $38. I want you guys to put it on your watch list and let me know if you think this chart is bullish, if you think we're going to $38, or is it possible that we break down beneath $26 and make a new low? This has had a good response from its earnings. It's broken some of its bearish trends to the downside. We've tested the bottom. I think it's possible we're going to go back and test the top. I'd love to hear from you guys what you think about Unity stock, ticker U. Let me know in the comment section on that one. I will be giving updates on Unity and more specifics of my buying and my selling and my stop loss over in the Patreon, which is the Stock Squad. It's 4 of us trading each and every day. Stock Up with Larry Jones, Keenan Grace, Stockmo, and myself. You can click on the link in the top pinned comment and join the Patreon and get more details on my Unity trade coming up in the next couple weeks. Thank you for checking in and hitting the like. Thank you for subscribing to the page, and thank you for being part of this family. The page just hit a milestone. We got over 80,000 subscribers, which I think is great. A goal of mine would be to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year, which would be a really big task, but you could help me. You could share this page and share this video with some of your friends who need to be taking their investments more seriously and getting ready to do better with their finances and their investing in 2024, because I think 2024 is going to be an incredible year. There's going to be so much opportunity. And as I always say, on Wall Street, there's always a money train coming around to take you into Wall Street every single day where there's big opportunity. All right, guys, peace and blessings. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.